Hi everyone, it's Michelle here from the Australian Filipina, and I'm here with Chris Peralta, who's the founder of Manila Valley. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Chris just finished a special presentation here at the Consulate office in Sydney, where together with a few associations, he's organized a presentation on what is the Silicon Valley about, and invited four presenters all the way from Silicon Valley, right? Through Skype and FaceTime. Chris, for our budding techpreneurs watching this, what are your tips? If they're based in Sydney, they've got an idea, what is the first step?
I think a lot of things that entrepreneurs do, which is I think a problem, is they always start off by, I'm building this app, or I need to fundraise to build this. The most important thing in my mind is that you need to find a problem. And you need to figure out a problem that's big enough that there's a pain point. Get it out to market, validate it with the real users, not just your friends and family. Because your friends and family...
Not just your titos and titas.
No, because they're going to say, oh, I love the idea, I love you, here's some money. And it doesn't help. What you need to do is find that problem, validate it with real users, get the traction, then everything else will fall into place. I know it sounds very general, but I think you lead in with finding a problem. Make sure you have differentiation and it's unique and differentiating because it's so competitive. Validate it, and then I think it will lead to some good things.
Second question, do you have to be in Silicon Valley? Do you have to uproot yourself from Sydney to pursue your dream?
Definitely not. The talk here today was to give, from my perspective, insights into what's going on the ground in Silicon Valley. I've mentored 180 startups in the last 8 months. I'm connected with a lot of ecosystems, Google, Facebook, and others. So you see what's happening on the ground, which is great. Here, there's also some great things that are happening on the ground. You have Atlassian, you have Canva, you have a lot of startups that are actually coming from Australia. Again, I think because of the internet, you can do research online to see what's going on everywhere, right?
Yes.
The most important thing, again, is the problem. Be a matter expert there, right? Focus on that. Own that. Be a matter expert. Own it so that when you go out, you're enchanting, you're telling people about how you're solving that problem. But I think you can do that remotely. And then the second thing is always get immersed with people that are smarter than you. And don't be worried. Filipinos have this mindset of, oh, you're going to take my idea. Man, I talk about my ideas all the time in Silicon Valley. But here, Filipinos are notorious for that.
Yes.
Now, if you have something that is a great idea and you can build that yourself, you got a clear path to it, to success, great, do it yourself. A lot of the times it's great to bounce ideas off people because they can help you improve it into something better. Or with consumers. So build the product fast, they call it an MVP, minimal viable product, get the validation from the consumers, and then hopefully you get some traction.
And final question, for those who are net new to the Silicon Valley world, can you recommend a book or a website that they should go to for more information?
I think the most important thing is to research about that industry that you really want to, that problem you really want to solve. There is a book, Learn the Lean Startup Principles. So I think it's Eric Reyes, The Lean Startup. Learn about that because they talk about minimal viable product. A lot of the times what we tend to do is we want it to be perfect before we launch it. The best thing is to make it so basic, minimal, get it to market, get the validation. That's what these principles teach you. But again, there's a lot of resources on the internet. Learn about what all these big companies are doing, like Google, Apple, Facebook, and others. And I think that's another thing. There's a wealth of resources on the internet today as well.
Fantastic. So read The Lean Startup, Chris said so, and check out Manila Valley. So how can they, get hold of you if they have any questions? Can they do that?
Sure. So at Facebook, you can find me, Chris Peralta, Manila Valley. Manila Valley. I'm the bridge between Manila and Silicon Valley. But I'm also expanding it to Asia Pacific and Australia. So we're working with great organizations to figure out how we can support the community here. So you can also email me at chris, at manilavalley.com. So it's pretty easy. And look, I think, the biggest thing is take that first step. It is scary. But if you are ready for it, and I don't know if you're ever going to be ready, and you have the passion, you learn about it, get validate it fast, and then you can figure out if this is the path for you. But it is tough work. You see all the goodies that Atlassian, but and like what all these big companies, you see them when they get the PR. They become billion-dollar companies, and everyone wants to have a billion-dollar company. But the harsh truth is that it's very competitive, and only 8% will really be that successful. So, work hard, and be that matter expert and execute.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time, Chris.
No problem.
And I think your ginata-an and pancit are just waiting just right there.
Fantastic.